Good morning, this is Sushi's, and I'm back for Tuesday, Technique Tuesday, and I'm going to do another video on Brusho. If you didn't watch my video from last week, go on my YouTube channel, which is, I just go in and type in Sushi's, and you can see how we did the wet to dry technique, and this is the paper that came as a result of that. So today I'm going to do the opposite. It's called dry to wet, and I hope that I'll show you how different those two looks are. So for my supplies, I thought I would use the same colors as I used last week. So I am going to be using Brilliant Red and Gamboge, which we've decided is an orange, and yellow. I have poked 3 holes in the top of each one and just used a piece of painter's tape when I'm not using the Brusho to keep the paint inside. And then also you'll need a spritzer. And I've labeled mine water because I also have another spritzer with rubbing alcohol in it, and I don't want to get the two confused. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put my Brusho on the paper. I also wanted to tell you about this. Last week I used watercolor paper, but you can also use shimmery white, and I don't think the shimmer shows up on this video, but it's got a heavier coating on it and it has a sparkle to it, and that makes it where you can use anything with water more easily. It won't beat up like a regular paper would. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to just tap the bottom and spread it around a little, and this is the Brilliant Red. And then I always like to put the tape right back on as soon as I'm done. And it comes off a lot easier than regular tape would. Now I'm putting a little bit of orange, trying to get it in spaces that I didn't cover before. Come on, little tape. And then the last I'm going to use is the yellow. Now this really doesn't show up on your paper, but it will show up when I do the... You could tap it to music. All right, now I have my 3 colors on there. So now I'm going to take the spritzer, and I always check where the nozzle is so I don't squirt myself in the face. But what you're going to want to do is just spritz a little at a time. And see how once the water hits the Brusho, it starts to spread. It doesn't all spread right at the beginning. And you can overdo this. The first time I tried it, I had all kinds of ink. Now I think that I'm going to like this look. And I can, once again, like I showed you last time, if I want to, I can spread my water. And if you have way too much water, you can take a Kleenex or some paper towel or something and just dab in the area where you don't want that much color. But that is exactly how you do the dry to wet technique. You can keep putting water on if you want a more solid look, but I kind of like the little sparkles, the little dots. I think I might put a little bit right there. And the one thing about the spritzers, they don't always go where you think you want them to go. But I do like the little dot effect, and that it's not a solid color like it was in the wet to dry technique. So this is the difference, and this is another thing you can do with your Brusho. Can you imagine this as a really cool background? Or all you might even need is a nice bold sentiment on it. Now I'll be doing Brusho again next week and showing you what to do when you emboss a shape and use Brusho. Thank you for watching, and happy stamping!